Good morning, everybody. If it is morning when you're watching this, I am now going to try again to upload a video for the, this would have been the Wednesday class, but today it is one day late. I apologize. I made 2 attempts to record a class video, but we've got construction going on in my building, so it really got too loud for it to work. So I am trying one more time, and hopefully this will be the charm and this will work. So this is what we're going to do. So today, consider this the one class recording for the week of October 12th, going all the way through the 15th of this week. So the class work and the due dates that I'm going to cover are going to cover this week, but also I'm going to give you a little bit of a peek into what's happening next week, and we're going to look at some revised due dates on the exploratory essay assignment. I have gotten a couple of questions because the original due date for the topic proposal was yesterday, but I have changed that and it is now due on October 25th. And the other due dates have changed as well. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to go into our Blackboard site now, and we're going to look under content and open up the Unit 2 folder. So there are some changes since we last had a class video here. You can see that there are a few new things, right, posted. So we're going to start with the exploratory essay, and we're going to open this up. We did talk about it in the last class, but now we've got some changed due dates. So 3 due dates for the assignment. There are still 3 due dates, but now they've all shifted a little bit later. So topic proposal due October 25th. The outline and references page is due November 1st. The final draft is due November 15th. So if you want, more information about the exploratory essay, probably the best thing to do is to read the assignment sheet really carefully, and I am going to go over it in more detail in the next class video. For now, what you need to think about is, as we are going through the materials in class, think about what you want to write about. In terms of the topic, the subject that you want to write about, your topic for this paper is the first thing that you're going to need to have decided. And then the second thing is the sources that you're going to be using. So you're going to have 2 in-class sources, and you're going to have 1 out-of-class source. So if we look here, it's here. So 2 in-class sources and 1 outside source. All right, so that's the second part after the topic. So just start thinking as we're reading the materials and studying the different aspects of information technology and how it's changing society, which is our general topic area for now through the end of the semester. Think about what aspects of this interest you most and what you think you might want to write about. So exploratory essay assignment. Now, the second thing that I want to get into is what's posted for this week. So under the discussion board post, the last discussion board post assignment, if you keep scrolling down, you are going to see a new collection of materials on the disappearance of traditional newspapers, information filter bubbles. Okay, so what this is sort of, it introduces our next focus, our next subject focus for the class, what we'll be writing about. We're going to be examining our changing information landscape and how digital media is causing increasing numbers of people to question and doubt reality. An important part of this is how the problem developed in the first place. So this is where we start. with the problem of traditional sources of news and information disappearing and being replaced by digital sources of information, social media, and basically quick and fast internet news and information sources. It's got us to a place where people have a difficult time understanding the difference between truth and fiction, the difference between real news and fake news, and whether they can trust the information. So where we're going to start with is this article here from the Greater Good magazine. So it's not terribly long. It's about 2.5 pages. And the subject here is whether social media is causing us to be more politically divided, right? And we're going to look at this and how the platforms for information might actually be causing more political division. So that's the question that this article asks. And then the second 2 pieces of information, these 2 links here are videos, and you are going to be watching both of them. Now, the first one is from Hassan Minhaj's Patriot Act, and it was broadcast in May 2020. So it is a little bit old, but the subject that he's covering, in fact, both of these are more than a year old, but that is intentional. The idea is to give you a sense of the historical development of this problem. How did we get to the point where people can no longer trust the news, or tell the difference between real news and fake news? How did we get here? So Hassan Minhaj's Patriot Act, it is comedy, and it ran for a year on Netflix, and every week he covered a different issue where he delved into that issue in a lot of detail with a lot of video clips and information packed into a 20-minute segment, but with comedy. So he's making a lot of jokes. There's a little bit of profanity, just kind of bear with it. But it's a very good introduction to the problem of the disappearance of local newspapers and how that has impacted the information that we receive. So some of the connections here might be a little surprising. The second one is from John Oliver's show, the Last Week Tonight show, and that's a weekly news and comedy show. Again, it comes out of that same sort of genre as The Daily Show. In fact, these people were both Daily Show cast members who spun off and started their own programs. So they basically, learned from Jon Stewart from The Daily Show. And this now covers we're going even back further to 2016 with John Oliver's show. So both of these are meant to give you some historical background of how we got to the point where, so if you think about it, it goes from 2016 to 2020, all the way up until the present day with the polarized social media. So you are going to be asked to write a discussion board post in response to these materials. The discussion board post is due Monday, October 18th. So that is the next class that we're going to have a video for. So after watching the 2 videos and reading the Greater Good article, what you're going to do is go to discussions, and you're going to scroll down to the most recent discussion board forum, Unit 2, Forum 2, Filter Bubbles in the News. So due date up here, all posts are due October 18th before midnight. After reading the article from Greater Good magazine on social media filter bubbles and the 2 video segments from Hassan Minnich and John Oliver, please post in the discussion forum addressing the following questions. So first question is, did you ever find yourself using social media to discuss serious topics, things like racism, sexism, police violence, the pandemic? Do you ever find that these discussions turn into an online argument? It asks you, what you think about social media platforms as a platform to have serious discussion. Do you think it's a good way to have serious and productive discussion about serious topics? Then it asks you, did you know, were you aware of what was happening with local newspapers before you watched the videos? Was anything surprising here to you? What advice would you give somebody who is having a difficult time trying to tell the difference between real information and fake information on the internet? So that's what we're going to be looking at. It's, again, it's a historical kind of background, you know, going back about 5 years to how we got to this problem of the confusion between real news and fake news. So I hope you guys find it interesting. I'm going to stop the screen sharing now. So we lucked out. We didn't have any loud construction noises. I figured if I did it really early in the morning, we would avoid that. So I think I'll just do that from now on, just record these really early while this construction is going on, and hopefully we'll be able to stay on time for all of our classes. So thank you very much. And I will see you guys all on Monday. Just for now, go into those materials on newspapers disappearing, social media, and filter bubbles. After you watch those, you'll know what a filter bubble is. You're probably wondering, if you haven't heard of it before, why I keep saying filter bubbles, but it won't be surprising to you after you go through the materials. So I'll talk to you all on Monday. And then in Monday's class, we're going to get more into detail about the expectations for the exploratory essay assignment. So everybody have a good weekend, and we'll see you all on Monday.